If you go to tier 3 cities, people to say, "Ye Sanjay Khan ka beta hai." They don't even know my name. I remember once when I was coffee with Karan and he asked me, Hrithik or Shah Rukh? And I said Shah Rukh at that point in time. My sister looked at me and she said, I've known Hrithik before my sister knew him.
And you must have seen that entire love story mushrooming before you.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a very tense atmosphere at home when this love story hit rock bottom, if I can say that? Your linkups.
Wow.
There were two of them. One was Esha and one was the Mirza. Let's get into that. A major fight happened between your dad and Shatrughan Sinha at his house. Then there were some bullets fired and Shatru had pulled Sanjay ji's cheek and... आपको पता होगा, डैडी ने बताया तो जरूर होगा.
बहुत बताया. उससे 2-4 कदम आगे भी बताया. Feroz चाचा lives in our hearts and minds.
उनके बंगले में अगर जाते थे तो स्विमिंग पूल में बैठे होते थे. One bikini clad girl, one glass of wine in his hand. Did you see all that?
Of course. My father had a beautiful style and aura about him. He was a very classy gentleman and very suave, a lot of personality and gravitas. I think my father was really, and still is. I remember Hrithik saying this to me, he's like, Zayed, I wasn't confident of acting so effortlessly with Abhay and Farhan because they are so natural and I'm such a prepared actor.
Your child who suddenly had a breathing problem in London when he was 3.
Yeah.
Zidaan, right?
Zidaan, yeah. Main Hoon Na, it was a set where everybody was dying to come to work. There was discipline, but there was a lot of fun also. There was a lot of creativity also. My sisters came to me and they looked at me and they said, something's not right with you, Zayed. I think for the first time in my life, I told them, yeah. And they told me, they said, you must take this journey.
So was it Simone, Sussanne or Farah?
All of them. Gave up everything, man.
Like?
Things that would excite me as a person, that made me feel on top of the world. I abstained from a lot of things that could have brought me momentary happiness.
Can you specify?
I'll let it to people's imaginations. I think a lot of people understand the nature of what an actor can go through in this industry.
When did you have your first drink?
Oops.
Zayed Khan, thank you so much for joining me on the Vickey Lalwani show. It's always a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much, Vicky, for having me. It's always a pleasure to meet you.
Well, we met about a year ago, but I must tell you that there's a lot more that has come up in the recent past. And to begin with, I saw you at the Vogue function and I saw a marked change in you from the last time that I met you. I don't know what you're doing and how you're, managing yourself to look so thrilling, I would say. Let's go with the straight word.
Hello, bossy. Okay. Should I just continue?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Guys, this is Bossy and he's the boss of the house.
You say that this pet is the boss of the house, but you are definitely looking one in this interview. What have you done to recirculate yourself?
Well, a lot. Vicky, I had done this movie and, we were waiting for it to release. And a lot of things are, happening in and around TNFTW and we're just waiting for the release. And
the movie that never was.
The film that never was. Went through so much stress while kind of, packaging it together, selling the film, waiting for the release. And then because you are not in control of every variable in life, things happen on the other person's end and a certain kind of frustration took place inside of me and I was very low, I felt like, why is this taking so long? And I was not feeling good. And I was, my sister Simone and my mother, they all looked at me and said, what's happening? I said, I don't know what else is there that I'm not doing right. Because I'm just feeling so burdened by, you know, what are you doing next and what is happening in your life, and everywhere you go, picture mein kab aa rahe ho, and you know how difficult it is to make a film and to make a good film and then to get it released, Vicky. So I took a decision that I am going to really go through this fire and work on myself. Now, there are 4 quadrants that practically define you: psychological, biological, go bacha. Psychological, biological, social, and spiritual. Between these 4 quadrants is your whole life.
So were you neglecting all these quadrants? The 4 of them?
No, I was neglecting myself.
Which means all the 4, in a way.
Which, you know, it's the nature of the beast of this film industry, actually, if you come to think about it. You know, it's living in this vanity, being out on these late night affairs, which are supposed to be uber cool and seen in the right places, and oh, come on, you know, let's pop a bottle of champagne and hang out, and then, you know, kind of not doing anything to your spirit to give it a chance to come out of all of these paraphernalias.
You were swayed by the parties, by the glamour, by the vanity. But a time had come in your life, I think 3-4 years back, when you had changed. Now you're saying that 12 months ago, something more happened deeper in you.
Yeah.
That told you that you should be still, you know, changing yourself. You still have a long way to go. So what was that?
Wow. Change is constant, Vicky. And just when you think that you've done enough, it's not.
हाँ, तो क्या था वो जो आप कर रहे थे और वो भी आपको हटाना था?
Gave up everything, man.
Like?
Things that would excite me as a person, that made me feel on top of the world, and, you know, kind of, you know, there's this beast inside of you that you're constantly battling. I dwelled a lot on self-care, more on self-care, which was I abstained from a lot of things that could have brought me momentary happiness.
Can you specify?
I let it to people's imaginations. I think a lot of people understand the nature of what an actor can go through in this industry. So, yeah, a quantum shift definitely happened inside of me. If you talk about what's good and bad, there are just 50 shades of grey, really, if you ask me. And there's opportunity, and there's stone cold thinking, which sometimes is necessary, you know. And I wouldn't necessarily take that as a bad thing, because those are the rules that you're set against and you're put up against when you're in this industry.
Which is why, probably, you have hired a publicist now.
Yes, creating boundaries is important.
Because indirectly you're telling me that's the need of the hour in this profession.
Yes. Creating, I do agree that, you know, I thought I was a one-man show, really. Like, I could handle everything. Like, you know, most of my life I've been a very self-reliant person, and I've been of that that sort of thinking where I'm right, you're wrong, and that is a fundamental flaw, because active listening is a superpower. Firm communication is a superpower. Creating boundaries is essential for you to be a professional. The artist and the business of the artist has to be separated. Before, there used to be a lot of, bum chum, bohami. Everybody used to hang out. Acha, one person will call you up. Chal yaar, wo picture karte hain. Okay, done yaar. Chal hum karte hain. Usko producer banate hain. Ye wo. I mean,
सारा दोस्ती खाते में चलता था.
वो, that decorum is wrong. Sometimes it works, right? When everybody's intentions are good. But if that is not streamlined, and you can still be friends with the person, but make sure that you come on a level onto that project where you're professional about it.
You're not forced to say yes to it.
And it makes a big difference in how people see you. When you see a film, right? When somebody comes to you with a film, the first thing you want to understand is, how's the story, man? Yeah? If the stories check, wow. Okay, who's making it with the sensibilities that this story needs? Okay. Will this movie see the light of day? Check. Then you say, okay, I think this is something I might want to be part of. Then
you start weighing it. You start considering it.
It's very important, Vicky. I mean, at the end of the day, man, you make one wrong move on that level, that's on you. It's not on anybody else. Now, when you're on the set, yes, everybody has to come together to work and make magic happen. I'm looking for those magicians. I'm looking for people who genuinely love the work, love the art, love the process, love to make films. That's the atmosphere you want to be in. I mean, taking an example of just how Main Hoon Na was. I mean, Main Hoon Na, for instance, it was a set where everybody was dying to come to work. There was discipline, but there was a lot of fun also. There was a lot of creativity also. There was a little bit of space given for improv, Which
is quite evident.
Which is necessary.
When you see the film.
It's not just about it being, evident in any way. I think even today, when you are reading a script and say the script between you reading it and it's being made is like a year and a half down the line, a lot of things become irrelevant. A lot of dialogues become irrelevant.
Yeah.
A lot of moments become irrelevant.
But that doesn't happen with this film. It stood the test of time.
This stood the test of time. And I don't know how many more are there. There might be quite a few more, but it's very few and far between. To get this algorithm right takes many people. And at the end of the day, also what's happening is every 5 years, your audience is changing. Every 5 years, the slang is changing. The lingo is changing. The fashion is changing. The way people are thinking about what is,
what is right and what is wrong.
Right and what is wrong, really, quite honestly. So, I mean, we're in a brave new world, yeah.
While you hail this streamlining process which has happened of late, there's a other flip side to it, which I'll come to it very soon. But before that, I want to know, when you changed yourself in these last few months, what did you actually do? I mean, you cut yourself off from your family, you cut yourself off from your friends. क्या था वो? आप कहाँ रह रहे थे? बाहर जा रहे थे? नहीं जा रहे थे? वो
मैं तपस्या के लिए गया था.
प्रोसेस क्या था वो जो आजकल ज़्यादा वर्ड यूज़ करते हैं, प्रोसेस?
हाँ. I'd taken some time off for myself, yes. I'd spent some time with some interesting people that gave me a perspective of how to own your life again.
Outside your family?
Outside my family.
Not in Bombay?
Not in Bombay. Yeah. And it's very essential. It's like, let's take the example of the confession box that you have in Christianity. You have people who go and say, Father, sorry, I've sinned. This is what's happened. And what is really happening out there is that you're able to speak the truth without being judged. And the feedback and the reflection that comes is probably what you need to hear without it being cushioned or padded or have any kind of emotions attached to it. Because if you don't hear that and you don't see that, you won't be able to change it. So,
thankfully you saw that, you understood that.
Yes.
But had that taken you to temples, to places of worship, masjid, church, sages, soothsayers?
Well, there were two very interesting gentlemen who helped me understand this and who walked me through it. They do not belong to the film industry or any industry as such. They are very evolved people. And I spent a lot of time sitting and understanding what's it going to take. And it's quite interesting because it's really a mirror effect what they're doing, to you. They are not answering every question you have or trying to be the hero to come and rescue you. They want you to rescue yourself. But the way they put it to you and the things they make you do, it's mind-blowing. I considered myself quite an acute person as far as things are concerned, and a reasonable guy with his head on his shoulders. I thought I knew it all. I mean, sometimes, when people give you too much advice, I don't really take it because it's never take free advice, number one.
Yeah, you said earlier that I'm right.
I'm right. So, but this was a very strange journey. And at the end of it, I found myself. I found not who I had to be for anybody else, but who I had to be for me. I had to do me and nobody else. And before leaving this place, unfortunately, I'm unable to specify. This gentleman looks at me. He's proud of how far I came. And he looks at me in the eye and he says, Zayed, don't be afraid to show the world who you really are. Thank you, sir.
तो ये आप कह रहे हैं कि the film that never was रिलीज होने में तकलीफ हो रही थी वगैरह वगैरह, तो आप फ्रस्ट्रेट हो रहे थे.
जी.
But who was that person who told you to go this path and change yourself? There's this flaw in you, there's that flaw in you.
You know, my family is God sent, yaar. They don't need to ask you how are you feeling to know how you're feeling. I mean, you can put on a broad smile for the world, but inside you could be depressed. You could pretend to have a good time, but actually you're not. You could be driving the best car in the world, but you have a backache. And I remember, like, my sisters came to me and they looked at me and they said, something's not right with you, Zayed. I think for the first time in my life, I told them, yeah, something's not right with me. I don't know. And they told me, they said, you must take this journey.
So was it Simone, Sussanne or Farah?
Well, they all of them. You know, they're like three tigresses, man. You know, so it's like they can sense what's happening with their sibling.
They must have had first a meeting amongst themselves before they came to you.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes, the High Council met before, and it was then relayed to me that I need to come and see them. So I went, and love you guys.
So over to that flip side of streamlining the process in the industry today, which you now seem to have accepted perhaps because of this evolution which you have had or the journey which you have had. Because last time I remember you saying it in not so many words that it's not easy to go through the layers of, you know, offices where people younger than you are taking decisions when senior filmmakers are sitting near them, not essentially you. And that creates a lot of, you know, a tough time because the understanding at today's level is far different, or at least the process is different. Now, also after accepting, I would like to ask you that this streamlining which has happened, has it really helped the content?
बात क्या है कि ये जो हमारे नए जनरेशन लोग हैं बहुत टैलेंटेड लोग हैं, देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट इट, बहुत टैलेंटेड लोग हैं, बट ये जो हार्ट है, जो धड़कन है, दिल की जो धड़कन होती है, जो स्टोरी की एक मुद्दा है, जो एक ये it comes when you have lived life a lot, when you can you know, you've had tragedies in your life, you've had, you know, a life of fulfillment, and you've seen things, and you know, you can then write stories, right? Like you can understand moments, have tehravs, understand screenplay. You know, I feel that yes, these kids are amazing, there's no doubt about it, but we are following a herd mentality here in some sort of way, where, you know, data says X and we have to follow this data. Does that mean you're not allowed to dream of anything new?
Yeah, you just said what I should have said in the question also.
Yeah, I mean, that is essential. It's essential for so my point being is that you know, the industry has its ebbs and its troughs, and it learns through its ebbs and its troughs. And I have to say that if we are going through a tough period right now, there will be a lot of learning that will happen from it. A lot of answers will come to people who are making those decisions. Because at the end of the day, let's face it, if you are going to be spending so much money in a film and, and it's, not giving you the traction that you desired, and you say, no problem, we are still going to use this formula. We are still going to use this formula. We're still going to use this formula. And in rapid succession, if it's still going to kind of cascade, then what happens is a question must be asked. Are we right by thinking this way?
So what I make out from this change in you is that you have learned acceptance and patience. They perhaps go together. You say, wow, is that true?
Vicky, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Acceptance and patience are as necessary as hard work and dedication. One has to master this. And every day is not going to be a Sunday. Every day is not going to be 31 flavor Baskin Robbins ice cream. You're going to have to work for that. And mind you, even if you have all 4 quadrants correct and you've done the acceptance and the patience and the communication and the boundaries, there is no guarantee that you're going to succeed.
There are objects coming in from different directions against you.
So, success has to be willed. You have to will it. I saw this movie of Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible, the last one, Final Reckoning. And I so agree with that line where he says, nothing is written. Everything is willed. So I'm such a big fan of him, and, it was such a great film. And, when these kind of lines come out, it inspires people. It makes people give them hope that you're in control of tomorrow if you will it to happen. To say will is not about, oh, I will it to happen and kal maar kha gaya yaar. Agle din wo aise kiya. तीसरे दिन बैंक बंद हो गए, चौथा दिन वो आदमी भाग गया. आई एम गिविंग अप. ये विल में कुछ नहीं है. ये गलत है. You can't. You have to look at fear in the eye and smile. That's when fear knows it's doing something wrong. So,
yeah, I get you. What you're saying is you want to win this battle of mind over matter.
I will win it.
Fantastic. But was this edginess, or when you were losing this battle of mind against matter, affecting your relationships at home, with your parents, with your wife, with your children, with your very close friends?
There are ripple effects, of course. If you're not in a good state of mind, there will be ripple effects. You'll get irritable, you'll get arrogant, short-tempered. Sometimes you'll feel powerless. These things, they can lead to not very nice spaces. But at that point in time, you must realize that you're mentally not well.
So ये arrogance बोलो या volatile temper बोलो, which I think you use that word in Amrita Rao's podcast.
Yeah.
ये शुरू कहाँ से हुआ? Was it when Main Hoon Na became a blockbuster almost instantly? Or was it, you know, the bad films which you did after that? You said, so what? You know, I am Zayed Khan, I am Sanjay Khan's son, I am Main Hoon Na. ये किस वक्त शुरू हुआ या बचपन से ही था?
नहीं यार, देखिए मैं यही कह सकता हूँ कि having a healthy ego is not bad. Having a inflated ego is bad. Now, that all comes from you unable to handle the moment. Now,
the healthy turns into inflated.
The healthy turns into inflated when you can't handle the moment, because what's happening is that you have been the person who was in those films. Some have gone well, some hit you badly. Somebody said certain things to you. You took it badly and you snapped back at them. You know, resentment is a terrible thing because it kills the person who's having resentment for the situation or for the other person more than the other person. The other person has no idea that you are feeling so much resentment for this person or that situation or this and that. So what you're doing is you're making the other person more powerful unknowingly. And you're spending so much energy in things like, if somebody said, "Yaar, tera naak bahut lamba hai," and you took it personally and you're like, "I'm going to get this guy back." I mean, you're corroding yourself because this guy might have just said it.
I was about to ask you, and you said this one thing, कि किसी ने अगर बोल दिया कि नाक लंबा है. Like you said earlier कि लोग कभी कुछ कह देते हैं तो हम रिएक्ट कर जाते हैं, ओवर रिएक्ट कर जाते हैं और फिर वो इन्फ्लेटेड ईगो बन जाता है फ्रॉम अ हेल्दी ईगो. कुछ ऐसी बातें जो आपको प्रोड्यूसर्स ने, डायरेक्टर्स ने कही थी जो आपको बहुत ठेस पहुंचा गई, एंड some incidents which really shook you up so badly that it took you on a different route. I mean,
I can tell there are thousands of such incidences, but I've chosen not to give it wind.
No, but that's okay. But like for Amitabh Bachchan, they used to say that he's too tall and all that. You used to hear these comments, he's too thin. So for you, anything you remember which really, made you think, what right has this man got to speak this nonsense?
I think everybody basically thought I was this wild child, party animal. So, which wasn't a really good reputation. I mean, the thing is, I can say that everybody was having a good time. It was not just me. Probably I just knew how to have a better time than them. And that was about it. But in hindsight, it's so childish. I mean, that's the age where you're going to be doing things. You're going to be making mistakes. And because you happen to be in the spotlight, people are going to judge you for it. People are going to have resentment. Why does this guy get this opportunity? Why not me? क्योंकि ये खानदान से आता है या वो खानदान से आता है. See,
तो ऐसा किसी ने आपको बोला था कि आप संजय जी के बेटे हो, तो क्या हुआ, आपको ये चांस मिला था?
नहीं, ऐसे तो if you go to tier 3 cities, so people to say ये संजय खान का बेटा है. They don't even know my name. There's certain. I mean, there's nothing to feel like sort of bad about in any way. But when you're young, you take things very personally because you're unaware about how to handle the situation. And not to say that tomorrow something happens, I might snap back. I don't know. I'm not going to put that pressure on myself. I do know that I'm going to assess the situation a lot before reacting.
Yeah, absolutely. You're a human,
You know?
still,
Yeah.
after your evolution.
Yeah. I mean, there were times when I have to say, when you're young, you know, you say things so effervescently because, you know, there's no like baggage to it. I remember once when I was on Karan's Coffee with Karan, and he asked me who Hrithik or Shah Rukh. And when you're young, you don't realize what you say. And I said Shah Rukh at that point in time because I was working with him and this and that. And, you know, Hrithik and me have grown up, but he's doing a lot of things that were with his film, and I wasn't in touch with him. Now, like, those are the moments I wish I just kept quiet, you know, because do people feel bad? Of course. When you come back home, I remember my sister looked at me and she said, you know, there wasn't like a conversation. It was just a look.
They were in love that time.
No.
Sussanne and Hrithik. Or were they married?
They were married, yeah. I think they were married by then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Hrithik didn't feel upset?
Man, he's a mature chap also, yeah. You know,
He must have nudged you at least.
I don't think he ever nudged me. He never nudged me because he's of a different caliber. He's not a petty person at all. Hrithik is, you know, he's very, very got a lot of self-respect for himself. But that doesn't take away from the fact that you were young and you got caught in a trap and you wish you never said things like this. You know? Now that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Okay? So there are moments like that I wish I'd shut my mouth and you know, gave a witty answer back. You know, but do I love them? I think Hrithik is like one of those guys who I admire how he's taken his career, his ambition, his hard work, his discipline. I admire that. With Shah Rukh, I have a completely different relationship. Like, I mean, 20 years can pass by and we can start off from where we left off. You know, and it's just like that. And it's a very casual kind of a thing. It's never like, you know, Peripona types, you know. It's not like that. He's a different person. I've been in touch from time to time. I keep bumping him into places. But see, now, that was the example I would like to give of if there's anything I wish I didn't say at that point in time. You know. But Karan has a beautiful way of bringing out things, so he's talented as well.
But, you know, when you say that you have had a fabulous equation with Hrithik, I'm sure it must have stemmed from the day he got acquainted with your sister?
No, man.
Or was it even before?
We were like 12, 13 when we were BMXing. So I've known Hrithik before my sister knew him. So
okay. Yeah. And you must have seen that entire love story mushrooming before you.
Yeah.
And Sussanne used to say, "Ghar pe mat batao."
हाँ, वो typical चीजें जो होती है यार. But you know, at the end of the day, my family has always stood for love. Has always stood for what my daughter, what my son has chosen, that must be right. It has never been about, oh, you know, we have to get two families together and title arrangement and this and that. No, never. It's always, even though there have been plenty of offers like that, but always my parents, the minute we said, we love this person, they just look at us and say, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." They need to see the look in your eye. And that's when they know that they don't need to ask you anything else. It's done.
But wasn't it a very tense atmosphere at home when this love story hit rock bottom, if I can say that?
You know what? The whole world knows what has happened and where we are right now. So we'll just skip all of that. We are all in a happy place.
Because there is another aspect to this also, you know, when both of them look after their children so well and they party together, they eat together, they come to your house, you go to their house. I mean, is it really easy? Because as a layman, I would say as a layman, because I see all this more in the industry, because at least I have not seen it in my family. Is it really easy to, can I say, forget and forgive?
You know, man, I don't expect everybody to understand. If they do, well and good.
I'm trying to understand.
If they don't, well and good. We are happy. And that's all that matters.
Even when Sussanne finds love again.
If she finds love again,
she has.
Of course, we are all the more happy because then she's found it.
It's her decision again.
She's the master of her decision. And for better or worse, we are all together. And that's it. And we love it as it is, you know.
And you're always beside her, Main Hoon Na.
मैं अभी भी हूँ ना.
I'm going back to Main Hoon Na.
Yeah.
You know, you said that you go to smaller towns and still many times they say Sanjay Khan ka ladka hai. But wasn't it seemingly easier that time, and this burden of this so-called title nepotism not there that time?
So, I mean, we all know where this whole thing took off from, and we all understand that nepotism is practically everywhere, in every field, in every household.
Absolutely.
Okay, but there's a difference between legacy and nepotism. Legacy is when you pass the baton down to the deserving candidate of the family, or the deserving candidate who can take what you have grown, what you have made forward. Legacy is very different. It comes with a lot of respect, a lot of weight, responsibility, and you have to know how to conduct yourself, because what has been built is not being built on any one person alone. The fruits of that entire foundation has been built through generations. And the people who are being passed the baton down must understand the weight of that burden or blessing. It depends how you take it.
I want to meet these two gentlemen who have changed you, because the way you define legacy and the way you said a lot of other things in this interview, and I'm sure everybody is listening.
Well,
there is a lot of sanity in what you say, if I can simply say it.
It's not that hard to be sane, actually.
That I don't know. That I don't agree, because the way we all have become today.
Yeah. Too many options.
It's not my cup of tea, the way we are. Yeah. So when we come to nepotism, what do the sages say?
What do the sages say?
The two gentlemen.
Well, it's an ugly word for legacy. Just put it that way.
Fabulous line.
Nothing else to be said.
So, I'm going back to the question. Wasn't it seemingly easier then? कि ये सब बर्डन नहीं था, अरे ये इसका ही बेटा है तो इसको क्यों चांस दें, या फिर वो सोशल मीडिया नहीं थी, या फिर कोई बोलने वाला नहीं था, कि कोई भी इंटरव्यू में आके बोलते रहते हैं आजकल कितने लोग कि अरे so what if he's doing this film, it's all because his father or mother is an actor.
देखो विकी, अंत में यही होता है, ऑडियंस है. ऑडियंस या पिक्चर देखने आएगी या नहीं आएगी, और अगर अच्छा लगा तो 2 बार आएगी, और उससे भी अच्छा लगा तो 3 बार आएगी. तो it hardly matters who's got that opportunity or not. What matters is what you make of that opportunity. अगर आपका परफॉर्मेंस सही रहा, अगर आपने शिद्दत से काम किया, अगर आपने मेहनत, लगन, सबके साथ काम किया, तो वो नजर आएगा, सबको नजर आएगा. आपने किसी का दिल छुया, आपने कुछ ऐसे ऐसे बोल बोले हैं जो यार सबके साथ होता है, लेकिन आपने जिस तरह से बोला.
आई कंप्लीटली एग्री, बट वो मौका भी तो मिलना चाहिए ना. जो आज जो हो रहा है कि आप इसको बॉयकॉट कर दो, हैशटैग बॉयकॉट सो एंड सो, हैशटैग बॉयकॉट सो एंड सो. तो कितने लोग, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं आ रहे हैं थिएटर में. देयर आर वेरियस अदर रीजंस वेयर people have stopped coming to theaters. One of them, I would really like to call out PVR here for the tickets and all. And the way the others are just following them because they are the leaders at present. But having said that, that's not the only reason. Sorry, having said that, वो boycott जो word लगाया जा रहा है हर एक चीज के पहले, फिल्म के आगे, एक्टर के आगे, डायरेक्टर के आगे, for any reason, whether it's his religion, whether it's his caste, whether it's his somebody doesn't like him for some reason, or even if the film is अरे ये तो रीमेक है, तो हम इसको नहीं देखेंगे, बस चालू हो गए बॉयकॉट. पिक्चर रिलीज ही नहीं हुई है अब तक. तो वो मौका छीना जा रहा है. So, how do you see the film? How do you judge the talent?
See, number one, आज ना अगर आपको स्टार बनना है, आपको किसी की जरूरत नहीं है. आप इंस्टाग्राम पे पिक्चर बनाइए अपना. आप ही डायरेक्टर हो, आप ही मास्टर हो, आप ही प्रोड्यूसर हो, आप जो भी करना चाहते हो करो. आप गाना बनाइए, ड्रमिंग खेलिए, स्पोर्ट्स खेलिए, आप स्टार बनो ना. आपको किसी के पास जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. अभी क्या होगा कि जो स्टूडियो लोग हैं वहां पे, वो सबको देंगे, अरे 10 मिलियन हिट आ गया इसको, यार इसको ले लेते पिक्चर में. एक्टिंग नहीं आती उसको, लेकिन लेते पिक्चर में. तो इफ दैट्स द केस, टुडे you can do it. There's nothing stopping you.
You'll generate a certain amount of revenue from social media. That's what you're saying.
No, not generate. Just generate interest from social media. Just generate interest, and people have to like you, na?
And get an entry into the film.
By the way, there a lot of it's happening. A lot of this is happening
already. Yes, by the number of followers you have.
Yeah.
And if you don't have them, you're damned. You're doomed.
Again, we go back to data. Correct? So data is like what determines how great an actor you will be, or how great an opening I will get. Correct? So that's one. Two is, do you believe in good?
Of course.
Then you must believe that evil exists. Correct? Because अगर भगवान है तो शैतान भी होगा. There are evil people. I don't know why they are evil. They are just evil. They enjoy being evil. They are addicted to being evil. Like how somebody is addicted to drinking alcohol, how somebody is addicted to shopping. You can be addicted to just being bad. And there are lots of people like that. And it is incumbent on us not to, somehow make them good, or जादू की छड़ी के साथ कुछ जादू करके उसको बनाए वापस इंसान. I will walk my path and I will do as I feel my conscience allows. और कारवां बनता जाएगा, बनता जाएगा, बनता जाएगा. Because I bet you, all those people who are evil, they want a chance to be good. They just don't have it. You give them a chance to be good, they will be. I bet you on that. Somewhere down the line, I'm an eternal optimist about that.
That's a very big statement you're making.
Yes.
That the evil people want to be good.
Yes.
But they are not getting that opportunity.
An opportunity to get out of that hole. They're not. They're surviving. And at some point in time, survival can make a beast out of a man. But if you lead by example, you be the change that you want to see, don't expect miracles. It's not going to happen. But I bet you, somewhere down the line, जैसे चिंगारी, एक चिंगारी से आग लग जाती है, वैसे ही होगा. Everybody who is sincerely doing good films, working hard, doing projects, working the right way, not taking the shortcut, doing it well, persevering, going through the fire, they will be rewarded. And that example will make the other people who are just wasting their time by being evil realize, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ यार? मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ ये? क्या खुशी मुझे मिल रही है इससे करने से? यार मुझे भी ऐसे बनना है. Everybody, given the opportunity, doesn't want to be hassled, yeah? Doesn't want to be somebody who wants to pin you down or something like that. But yeah, there are absolutes and good luck to them. That's it.
You know, I want to ask you one more question during that journey which you had. Your linkups.
Wow.
There were two of them I see on the internet. Of course, we've heard about them. One was Esha and one was the Mirza. And you went on to make a company with the Mirza. And then eventually things didn't work out with Sahil and Diya. And then I don't think that company, you hold anything in that anymore.
No.
Let's get into that.
There's nothing to be said because they're such good pals of mine. I think they'll give me 2 boxes if I say anything about that. They literally, I don't know, it's, being a leading man comes with its own paraphernalia. You deal in chemistry most of the time. And when you're younger, you tend to believe that world is so real for that moment that even a certain body language or a gesture can communicate something wrong. So I've had such a healthy relationship with both of them, I can't tell you. They've been just amazing friends of mine. And till today, they're still amazing friends of mine. So that should say something about.
Yeah, but again, that same question, is it easier to forget and forgive? My question actually directly was that you were romantically involved with them.
Ke Sara. As far as I'm concerned, everybody's happy. We have the best friendship that any co-stars can ask for. And
this we can see whenever you all meet on dais or functions.
Vicky, I don't know, there could be so many things that one could take from my life, but that is just gone. And it matters no longer. The only thing that matters is the present and what I do next. And talking about regret, it's like a bag of bricks. I mean, you're here, right? Everybody is flawed. Everybody is flawed. You have to manage your flaws. It's not wrong to be angry. If somebody's angered me, I have a genuine right to be angry. But how I manage my anger is what's important. So these are things that are very important for mental health. Nothing else to say to that.
Yeah, the chapter which has touched me the most in your life, and I'm saying this after I saw the Amrita Rao podcast, are actually two. The first is when your wife says, Mali says that, when I went back to the school, the Kodaikanal International, I believe, where you all met, and he was not going to be there in that year because I think you were senior than her.
Yes.
That, you can feel the void when you hear that voice in that interview.
Yeah.
And they show the school from top. I think you're lucky to have somebody like her.
So you know what Malaika means in Swahili? Angel.
Oh.
So she is my angel.
And she never changed.
She's a woman of substance. She's a specimen that I lucked out on. There are very few women like that who stick with you through thick and thin and who understand your flaws and still accept to love you. It's she really completes me. And I can't thank her enough, really. So, yeah, we have fun with our boys now. We tell them all our romantic stories and they all cringe at the time. So, yeah, but my elder son, Zidaan, he's in Kodaikanal International School. And, so she keeps asking, so are you dating somebody? And, this and that. And so he's like, Mama, I'm just taking everything casual right now. I think these kids, basically, they have their phones, right now. So, and they just, I don't know, romance is not like how it used to be.
Absolutely not.
It's very different. And I actually feel really bad for them because
it barely has a present. I mean, future to dur ki baat hai.
Yeah, I feel so bad for them because they're constantly like, there's so much to do and so many options and, so many things to, I'm like wondering whether, there will be love or anything like, I love you, or is it just going to be like, man, I dig you, you're cool, I like your drip, I mean, it's like that.
I'm remembering that Gen Z ad with Hrithik where
fab and lit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, it's like, everything for them is like, yeah, we'll see. I was like, so, how was it? Good. Everything is monosyllabic, with them. It's like, you're just trying
You struggle to get answers from your children?
I've forged a very, very good relationship with my children my whole life. So I don't struggle that much. But, my son right now is, that 17, 18, 19 is coming. So he's becoming boy man. So that little changeover of him being a little cooler and, like giving those monosyllable answers and, is kicking in right now for him. My younger one is like Radio Mirchi, he's like, he knows everything about everything. So, yeah.
Are there days when you get messages from them, they're sitting in the house, in the next room, and they're texting you and not coming to tell you?
Yes, they do that. It's very strange. But when they do that, they do that when they have to ask for permission about going out somewhere, which they can't come up to you and say, Papa, there's this do that's happening, and I'll be only back by 1 o'clock. Is that okay? So like those kind of things, he will message me, because I'm very particular about where they hang out, and because there's a lot of rubbish happening, in today's generation, and they're doing so well. I don't want them to be guided by this so-called fashionable existence. I've taken a lot of time and effort to teach them the manners and the decorum and the in-depth culture and values that one has to have. And we always say, I don't want you to make the mistakes that I made. I know they will make new mistakes, but as much as I can, I try to push them into directions where they can actually enjoy themselves when they go out, and not just go out for the sake of, going out and getting wasted. And I mean, yeah.
The second thing which has touched me in that interview is the way you almost gave up everything and took to the task of, being with your child who suddenly had a breathing problem in London when he was 3.
Yeah.
Zidaan, right?
Zidaan, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, literally you almost gave up everything. And I just want to understand this because you say in that interview, the doctor said that he may not have a very, very normal life. And now it's absolutely, touch wood, fantastic.
Yeah, there you go, right? Your example's right there in front of you. It's like nothing is written, Vickey. If you give your child, you have to will it. If you give your child love and security and guidance, you can change a lot of things that are textbook. In that case, so many people told my father when he had a fire accident that he's going to die.
On the set of Tipu Sultan.
Nobody knew that he would make Tipu Sultan jump up on a horse again and do his own action shots. So we have come from...
And the show was such a big success.
Still is. I mean, literally there are people in Karnataka that they do a salute to the Tipu Sultan anthem. It's there in the hearts and minds of people. It's so much. But yeah, coming back to we were talking about Zidane, right? Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, we are now very convinced that a lot of things say this. But if you are going to have the will, the courage, the strength, determination, perseverance, you can change that narrative. So a lot of doctors did say that, Zidane is not going to be as healthy as kids his age when he grows up. Like, I couldn't even take that as an answer. I literally, I was like, that ain't happening under my watch.
Did you tell the doctor something?
No.
Sometimes it's a natural reaction
No, you can't tell because they
have an outburst.
They are compelled by their textbook knowledge. And they are compelled to not say things of hope and will. They are, they sign a contract of being accurate to what the symptoms are saying. Doctors are not soothsayers. Doctors are scientists. They'll tell you the scientific graph of it. You don't expect them to say anything else. But
data again.
They expect you to understand what they are not saying at that time. Because professionally they just can't. They will be under contract. So Zidaan, when he was 5, I put him into parkour, I put him into taekwondo, I put him into like swimming. Today that kid, touch wood, man, he's like rock. He like dances like Michael Jackson. He's got parkour skills like Jackie Chan. And he's just tough as nails. And touch wood, man. God's been kind.
Zayed, we spoke about Hrithik. Tell me that film, which according to you, is his best. I know there are quite a many.
Hrithik's?
Yeah.
Performance-wise or film-wise?
Chalo dono.
It's a tough one, yeah, because he's done a lot of good stuff. But I have to say, performance-wise, I thought Koi Mil Gaya Dogu was amazing.
Same choice.
He was like amazing. He nailed it. Like, he just felt for the character so much, that when he got his superpowers, you were like, get him. That's a very hard thing to do. So on performance-wise, definitely Koi Mil Gaya. Film-wise, I think the best film he's done, and it's so unlike him to do a film like that, is Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. Because I remember Hrithik saying this to me, he's like, Zayed, I wasn't confident of like acting so effortlessly with Abhay and Farhan because they are so natural and I'm such a prepared actor that, it was kind of awkward. I was feeling very nervous to be in that. I'm so happy he did that film.
What did he tell you about Guzarish? Because that is my second best film. Actually, it's I would say it's a photo finish between Koi Mil Gaya and Guzarish, performance-wise.
Yeah, I mean, see, I didn't enjoy Guzarish as a film. That's my personal thing. So if I don't enjoy it as a film, and I'm sorry, Sanjay, that's probably the only film I didn't enjoy of his. So I don't like, the performance doesn't do anything to me then, In Dhoom 2, he really nailed that whole persona that is now, going through everything like X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he lives and breathes his work.
Did you like him in Main Prem Ki Deewani Hoon? That was the only film I didn't like him in.
I don't know whether, like the casting was all great, right? That was like Abhishek, Hrithik and Kareena, right? It sounded so good for that time also. And Suraj Bharjatia, I mean, at the end of the day, all of them. And I remember even when I saw the trailer, I was like, wow, this is like, him, ice, what do you call, ice, snowboarding and all of that, doing all of that. And I thought, but like, yeah, probably, I don't know, didn't click. didn't suit him. It was like probably Surajji trying to get a Salman performance out of Hrithik. I don't know. It happens sometimes, you know, like when you have like your favorites.
I thought thoda overacting ho gaya. Matlab, there was a certain amount of hamming.
I don't know. I mean, I
said what's happened to him just in that movie.
Back in the day, it was always acting was much louder than
Dramatic.
It is today. You know, everything was more like.
If you take your movies,
Yeah.
which is your best, according to you, performance-wise?
I don't know if I'll be the right person to tell you that.
Come on.
It,
You think you've done well, so there's nothing wrong in that. I mean, if I write a story and somebody else doesn't like it, that doesn't bother me.
I'll let people be the judge of that. I don't know whether.
Arey, now you're being diplomatic.
No,
Janta
yeah,
decide karegi.
I don't know. It would be unfair to my other directors and producers, you know, to say something like that.
The director you enjoyed working with the most?
Oh, a lot of them. I mean, I enjoyed directing with Leena Yadav, with Farah,
Shabd.
even with Anubhav Sinha. He's a cracker of a director. You know, he knows the pulse and the nuktas of direction. Yeah, David Dhawan, he's really fun to be with. You know, what I love about David Ji is he just wants you to be happy. He says, forget the rest. Just come to the set happy, we'll get the scene done. So yeah, David sir was really fun. I still remember that time where he made me wear the Spider-Man outfit in Lyon, in France. I said, David sir, purani dushmani hai mujhe lagta hai. No, but recently we just spoke and he's like, where are you? I said, I'm here. He's like, I just saw you. You're looking so good. They're a very lovable family. They're as filmy as a family as it gets, and it's beautiful. You know, it's like the old school film charm.
I'm taking a guess. Were the two films that hurt you the most Shabd and Yuvraj? Because I'm singling these out because Shabd had a top actress like Aishwarya. Yuvraj had Katrina. Yuvraj had Salman. Were those two films where you were, yaar ye to chalengi?
So, more than that, which film I really thought there was nothing stopping this film from working was Blue.
Ashtavinayak.
I mean, when I read that script, when the whole pitch deck was made, when the star cast had finalized, when we started working with the Hollywood action directors and everything, when we were shooting it out there, I was like, my God, this is going to be like next level. They'll make Blue 10, you know, like Fast and the Furious. That was the most disappointing out of the lot, you know, honestly, you know. That was such a grand action, cool film. I wish it had was made the way it was written. That's my
Okay, the execution was different, you mean? By
yeah,
Tony?
Yeah, I think it was a big film for anybody to do for the first time. I don't blame him. I think sometimes he could have bit off more than what he chewed, you know. But it was a big film, yeah, to handle. It was like a lot of big actors also, you know. For a first-time director to handle those kind of egos is not easy, because you know you've promised the production and the studio, okay, I'll get this done today, I'll get this done today, but
it went over budget as well.
It was I think the biggest budget movie back in the day. Yeah, they spent close to 100 on that film.
So were there ego clashes on the set to handle so many actors? Tell me about Fardeen's movies. Which is that movie which you have liked the most?
So I really thought Fardeen was amazing in Jungle.
Okay.
I thought Ramu had casted him very well. He was like a fish out of water in that thing, in the sense his character was so vulnerable in a backdrop of all dacoits, which is a perfect way to sort of stack the odds against you.
Also to stand out in that whole...
Correct. And, you know, I thought he did a fantastic job in that film. And I don't know why, but Fardeen actually is a really funny chap. Huh? He's got incredible comic timing. Especially when he does नकलबंदी of सबका यहाँ पे family के सामने.
अच्छा, सबके मिमिक्री करता है?
मिमिक्री नहीं, वो अपना ही, हाँ मिमिक्री भी करता है, लेकिन he really has a funny bone in him which not many people know about. He's very reserved, but he has a very good funny bone, good timing and everything. So when I saw No Entry, also I thought ke, what are these guys doing? But then it all sort of like made sense in the slapstick genre of it all, you know.
Yeah.
So no, I thought Fardeen was good in a lot of places. Recently, I saw his film Visport, which I thought he was good. I was like, wow, performance, man. You know, I mean, so Fardeen is, I think, you know, I'm so proud of him. He's really ice skated uphill, you know, and he's managed to really bring the best version out of himself, you know, and I'm thoroughly proud of him, man. You know, today when I see him, you know, all doing movies again, and I know he's tough as nails now. You know?
Not just you, he has also worked on himself so much.
Yes, he has.
I saw him at Madhu Mantena's wedding. After that, I haven't met him again. But
he has.
He was looking radically different.
Yeah.
So handsome, so trim.
Yeah.
I loved him in Fizza.
Fizza was also a great film. Yeah, he's done some great movies. Yeah. For you know, he's really, and I think he's all set again to, you know, go and nail some more. So
he's also the product of a very stylish man.
Yes, the stylish man. Yeah, no, of course. I mean, Feroz Chacha lives in our hearts and minds all the time. He was such a larger-than-life character. He was like a walking film, you know, if I could say so. Yeah, man. These were people that were made out of such different circumstances that they just became like, you know, alpha men. And today I see a lot of alpha boys, very few alpha men.
You know, I have heard from people very close to me, उनके बंगले में अगर जाते थे तो स्विमिंग पूल में बैठे होते थे.
Yeah.
One bikini clad girl, one glass of wine in his hand. Did you see all that?
Of course.
That king size life.
Of course. Buddy, Vicky, we have seen James Bond in real life. Like the kind of lifestyle that these people used to live and the kind of celebrations that these guys used to have. It was like, where are we, man? What's happening? I mean, you know, honestly, I don't think many people have experienced what we all children have experienced growing up seeing these guys. But it seemed pretty normal to us when we were growing up. But when you grow up now and you reflect back on all of that, you'd be like, man, these guys were dudes. they were just like, you know, kings of the hill. everything started and ended with their sentence. You know, it's day now, it's day. It's night now, it's night. Chalo, let's have a drink. But it's day. Doesn't matter. I said it. So, I mean, it was a different time, man. It was a different time. I mean, just in this sunken alone, I think there have been everybody from presidents to prime ministers to cricketers to politicians to actors, actresses, everybody. I think this sunken alone must have a history about 70 years. Okay? And I have grown up seeing heads of state and captains of industry and big superstars. And, you know, we used to like be 9, 10 years old. We used to dress up, try to come and swiggle into this party. And I remember, you know, they said, Caroline, isko Benadryl pilao, sula do usko. So it was literally, you know, it was a time and age where I don't complain about it. But when you speak to people in the normal world, they look at it as a lot of things that could have incepted things in your head. Like, for instance, having a drink was considered normal. So when we grew up, we thought, man, drinking is cool. You know, it was not like considered to be something outlandish. So, yeah, a lot of places, you know, they don't look at it as normal. Like drinking is considered, no, it's a no. You can, when you're 18, you can have a beer, you know. Yeah, so, yeah, I have no complaints, man. I really enjoyed every bit of it thoroughly. They were such good parents. For all their flaws and mistakes and everything, their love was far greater.
When did you have your first drink?
Oops. When I shouldn't have.
That I understand.
At a time I shouldn't have had. So, yeah, there you go.
And did you get spanked?
Well, you only get spanked if you get caught. You know, innocent are those who haven't got caught as yet.
Your father wasn't as flashy as
My father was...
Feroz Khan was.
I don't think he was flashy, but my father had a beautiful style and aura about him. He was a very classy gentleman and, you know, he's very suave and a lot of personality and gravitas. I think my father was... He was really, and still is. I mean, you know, he's a tremendous self-respect.
He did some very solid roles.
Yeah.
Like, you know, which had a lot of weight, a lot of responsibility in the film.
Yeah. He was a top star, man.
Yeah.
He was ruling the roost at one point in time. And yeah, I remember him telling me he'd signed so many films. He was just like, he didn't know what to do after a while. He had to like sign them back, you know. But I mean, look at him. Mela and Dhun, so many films, yeah. Abdullah. I mean,
you rate Dhun as a favorite or Abdullah?
Mela was a great film. Dhun was a great film too. And yeah, man, I mean, he's a man in a man's world. You know, I remember Feroz Chacha also saying this to me. I'm a man amongst men.
But so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
There was a very funny incident and a very serious one at the same time, which I discussed with Ranjeet in an interview recently. I wonder whether you have seen that interview on my channel, where a major fight happened between your dad and Shatrughan Sinha at his house. Then there were some bullets fired, and Shatru had pulled Sanjay ji's cheek, and he said, "गाल कैसे खींचा मेरा?"
Wow.
आपको पता होगा, डैडी ने बताया तो जरूर होगा.
हाँ हाँ, बहुत बताया, और उसका उससे 2-4 कदम आगे भी बताया.
Please बताओ.
नहीं, मैं नहीं बता सकता हूँ. But you know, these were times where camaraderie and celebration and friendship and misunderstandings. Today, I mean, Shatruji and Dad are very good friends, and you know, I mean,
is it?
Of course, they're very good friends.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very, very good friends, and very close to the family. And of course, I mean, you know, these. It was a different time and age.
So when Dad looks back, he says, "ये जवानी का time था, जोश था, हो गया."
हाँ, ऐसे ही कुछ. I mean, और क्या बोलें इसके बारे में, क्योंकि वो एक वक्त था. उस वक्त में सब अव्वल थे और सब अपने बादशाह थे, अपने राज के.
और सच में थे.
हाँ हाँ. There was,
whether it's in stardom, whether it's in style, whether it's in literally what they wore. I mean, every single outfit they wore was something else.
I remember when they used to walk in, it felt like 100 people are walking. So much aura they had. You know, I don't see that aura with too many people in today's day and time. You know, they used to, their communication only, उसमें ही शेर शायरी थी. उसमें ही मतलब 2-4 बातें निकल जाते थे कि you know, किसी ने ये कहा तो वो वन अपमैनशिप हुआ, तो वो वन अपमैनशिप हुआ, तो वहाँ पे वन अपमैनशिप हुआ. बातों बातों में सब हंसने लगे. You know, it was a very high format of communication. It was not like tu मैं kind of communication. Agar people had to say something also, na, it was said with a lot of finesse, a lot of panache, or you know, वो उल्टे हाथ से जो झापड़ मारते हैं. It was done smoothly, you know. Of course, there were some wild times too, very wild times. We've grown up seeing all those wild times, and it looked pretty normal to us. But it is, today people will be thinking it would be breaking news if things like that had to happen.
You termed it as Wild Wild West, I remember.
Yes.
To me once, when I broached the subject that, you know, was there turmoil at home when your dad got linked up to Zenith? Was there a turmoil? So,
I choose this time around not to dignify this question, because I've evolved as a person and I find no reason to speak about it anymore.
So where does this Zayed Khan go from here?
Somewhere beautiful, but I don't know where exactly, but it's going to be very beautiful.
What's the plan? Movies, production, direction. कुछ तो goal set भी किए होंगे ना, जब भी आप trip पर थे with those two gentlemen who have changed you.
Zayed Khan now is going to do Zayed Khan in a way that he's always wanted to do Zayed Khan, which is with the blessings of the guy above, fans. I'd want to definitely explore my talents, which I have been sort of holding back on. And I think it's time. I've done my duties in a lot of areas of domestic engineering, and set everybody up. And now it's time for me to do me. And yeah, I really don't know where it is, but I know it's going to be a lot of movies. I know it's going to be a lot of travel. And yeah, a lot of philanthropy. I get happiness in that.
What you're saying is that now I'm going to love myself. And that is so good.
Thank you, sir.
That is the first step of success.
Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
so
this lovely conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zayed.